1. The woman at the train station. In this unsettling video, two men at a train station find themselves drawn to the unusual behavior of a woman. She stood out from the crowd, her movements and actions strange enough to capture their attention. Intrigued, they decided to follow her, not out of any ill intent, but because they were genuinely curious. The woman moved slowly through the station, eventually stopping at a dimly lit corner of a deserted corridor. She stood there, seemingly talking to herself in hushed tones, but it was clear that no one was there. The men were puzzled and her actions became even more disturbing as she gestured, as if she was speaking to someone or something invisible. The eerie scene took a darker turn when the temperature seemed to drop suddenly, and a strange, unexplainable sound echoed through the empty corridor. The men, now thoroughly unnerved, watched as the woman continued her one-sided conversation. Who was she talking to? What was she seeing that they couldn't? The video leaves viewers on edge, capturing the surreal and unsettling experience that took place that night. 2. The Bamboo Forest Ritual. This spine-chilling video from Sapam Explore captures a truly terrifying night. The host, alongside a friend, returned to a haunted location that he had explored previously, hoping to uncover more of its secrets. This time, they were prepared to perform a ritual to summon the spirits rumored to dwell in the area. Armed with terasi, fermented shrimp paste, they began the ritual by burning it, a method known to attract supernatural entities in local folklore. For the first few minutes, nothing happened. The night was still, and only the sound of crackling fire and the distant rustle of leaves broke the silence. But then, out of nowhere, a figure began to materialize in the distance. It wasn't just a fleeting shadow, this was a full apparition, ghostly and terrifying. The air grew thick with tension, and the men were paralyzed with fear. When the apparition moved closer, its features more defined and menacing, panic set in. Both men fled in terror, leaving behind their equipment. The video vividly captures their raw fear, showing how even the most prepared explorers can be unprepared for what lurks in the unknown. Three. The Haunted House in the Forest. In this gripping exploration, a ghost hunter from Pembrokeshire had to explore ventures into a remote, abandoned house located deep within a forest. The night he chose for the investigation was especially eerie, with heavy rain pouring down, creating an atmosphere straight out of a horror movie. The house, long forgotten, stood silent and still, as if it were waiting for someone to disturb its peace. Armed with nothing but a flashlight and his determination, the hunter stepped inside, his footsteps echoing through the empty rooms. As he explored the dark and decaying rooms, the atmosphere grew more oppressive. The air inside the house was cold, and the shadows seemed to shift as he moved. At first, the house appeared to be nothing more than a relic of the past. But suddenly, the quiet was shattered when he caught sight of something that made his heart race. Two disembodied legs, pale and ghostly, standing motionless in the hallway. The legs appeared out of nowhere, without a body to accompany them.
Yes! Tahu. Tu. Ba?
Shocked and terrified, the hunter tried to gather his composure, continuing to explore despite his growing fear. But as he moved deeper into the house, strange noises began to echo around him. Before long, the ghostly legs reappeared, this time much closer, as if following him. Unable to ignore the growing sense of dread, the hunter fled the house, his camera capturing the entire chilling experience. The video provides undeniable evidence of something supernatural residing within the walls of that forgotten house. (4) The Bamboo Forest Encounter. This terrifying video follows ghost hunters Alam and Kisurio as they venture into a bamboo forest that has long been rumored to be haunted. The locals had warned them about the area, sharing tales of eerie sightings and encounters with malevolent spirits. Unfazed, the two explorers decided to see for themselves what lurked in the forest. Upon arrival, Kisurio began sharing stories of past sightings, setting the stage for what would become one of their most harrowing investigations. At first, their exploration seemed uneventful. The bamboo trees swayed gently in the wind, casting long shadows across the forest floor. But then, without warning, the atmosphere changed. The forest grew unnaturally quiet, and a strange chill ran down their spines. Suddenly, a ghostly figure appeared from behind the bamboo stalks, its form dark and threatening. The figure didn't just stand there, it charged at them, moving faster than anything they had ever seen. In a panic, Alam and Kisurio split up, trying to escape the menacing entity. As Kisurio frantically searched for Alam in the dense forest, the figure seemed to follow their every move, vanishing and reappearing unpredictably. The video captures every tense moment as the two friends desperately try to reunite, only to face another terrifying encounter with the spirit. Their fear and desperation are palpable as they race against the unknown forces surrounding them.
Astaghfirullahaladzim. Lam, tol ke ora? Astagfirullah. Astagfirullah. Neng degu. Kamera habe. Astagfirullah.
5. The Gandan House of Spirits. This frightening video comes from a ghost hunter based in Gandan, known for his fearless explorations of haunted locations. On this particular night, he ventured deep into the jungle to investigate an old, abandoned house, rumored to be cursed. The house had a dark past, with stories of strange sightings and even whispers of an ancient grave located inside the building. The hunter, determined to uncover the truth, decided to spend the night inside the house. Upon entering, the house's eerie atmosphere was immediately apparent. The creaking of old wood and the sound of rain beating against the roof only heightened the tension. As he set up camp inside one of the rooms, the hunter began to recount the local legends surrounding the house, particularly about the grave that was said to be inside. As he talked, he lit incense to protect himself from any spirits that might be present. But then, as he turned to continue his investigation, a terrifying sight caught his attention: an ominous black figure with glowing red eyes standing silently in the corner of the room. The figure didn't move, but its presence was overwhelming. The hunter, shocked by the sight, froze in place, unsure of what to do. He quickly grabbed more incense, hoping to ward off the spirit, but the figure only seemed to grow stronger. The video captures the hunter's growing terror as the spirit looms closer, turning what began as a brave investigation into a nightmarish encounter.
Dengar suara aneh, suara naplak-naplak, ya, suara kayak hembusan napas. Tuh, kalian dengar ini sebenarnya senyap banget, tenang banget. Mungkin udah sekitar jam 12-an ini kan.
Six. The Forest Road Haunting. This terrifying video comes from Motoplog Horror Ramat TJ, who, along with a friend, decided to explore a dark and desolate road that cuts through the heart of a dense forest. The road was notorious for ghost sightings, with locals claiming that travelers had encountered strange figures that would suddenly appear in front of them. Despite these warnings, the two set out on their motorbikes, determined to document any paranormal activity. As they rode through the forest, the path ahead of them seemed to stretch endlessly into darkness. Everything was eerily quiet, with only the sound of their engines breaking the silence. But then, just as they began to relax, their journey took a terrifying turn. A dark figure appeared in the middle of the road, standing motionless as if waiting for them. The figure, cloaked in shadow, had no discernible features, but its presence was undeniably sinister. Terrified, the two riders stopped abruptly, unsure of what to do. They tried to approach the figure, hoping it was just a trick of the light, but as they drew closer, the figure began to move toward them at an alarming speed. Panic set in, and they sped away, but the figure followed them, matching their speed and refusing to let them escape. The video captures the heart-pounding chase, showing the sheer terror the riders experienced as they fled from the ghostly figure through the dark forest.
Astagfirullah.
Yan, yan, yan.
Astagfirullah. Astagfirullah.
Yan, yan.
Astagfirullah. Ya Allah. Astagfirullah.
Bro, yan.
Permisi.
Yan, motor dulu yan. Gimana yan?
Aduh.
7. The frightening encounter in the haunted forest. This video, from Dina Official, follows the ghost hunter as he ventures into a forest rumored to be home to terrifying spirits. Determined to uncover the truth behind the legends, he enters the forest alone, armed with only his flashlight and camera. As he walks deeper into the woods, he begins to notice a strange, pungent smell in the air, a smell often associated with paranormal activity. The atmosphere grows thick with tension, and the hunter feels as though he is being watched. Suddenly, a figure appears ahead of him, barely visible in the dim light. The hunter, both intrigued and terrified, tries to get closer, but the figure vanishes. Before he can react, the smell intensifies, and a second figure materializes, this time much closer. The apparition is grotesque, its form distorted and terrifying. Desperate to escape, the hunter moves away quickly, but the spirit seems to follow, drawing closer with each passing moment. The video captures the hunter's desperate attempts to interact with the spirit, but things quickly take a dangerous turn as the figure becomes more aggressive, leading to a terrifying encounter that leaves the hunter shaken.
Fokus. Wah, Allahu Akbar, astagfirullahaladzim, Allahu Akbar, la haula wala quwata illa billah. Berkuasa. Apaan anjir itu, apaan? Allahu Akbar.
8. The ritual in the haunted forest. In this follow-up video from Spam Explore, the host continues his investigation of a haunted forest, this time performing a daring ritual to summon the spirits that reside there. The ritual involved burning terasi in an attempt to lure the spirits out. As the ritual began, nothing seemed to happen at first. The forest remained still, and the night was eerily quiet. However, after a few minutes, the air grew colder, and strange noises began to fill the silence. Suddenly, a pair of ghostly legs appeared, floating just above the ground. The sight was enough to send the host and his team into a panic, and they fled the scene. However, in the rush to escape, they became separated. The host, now alone, searched frantically for his missing team member, but all he found was their abandoned camera lying on the forest floor. Desperate to reunite, the host ventured deeper into the forest, but what he encountered next was even more terrifying than before. The ghostly apparition reappeared, and the video captures the intense fear and confusion that followed. The host's final moments in the forest leave viewers questioning whether the spirits were ever truly left behind.
Dimas.
Allah.
Sim, Dimas.
Hah? Ayo. Woi. Ai. Kamu kenapa? Muntah darah kamu, ya? Hah?
Udah kuat sudah. Alerginya kuat ini.
Muntah darah. Eh. Bau ini.
Tadi kamu di mana?
Berapa lama bilang? Hah?
Setengah jam tadi aku keliling-keliling, nggak ada aku lihat kamu, Dimas. Apa yang kamu rasakan tadi? Dulu.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim.
Ayo dekat.
Baunya bau bangkai. Bau bangkai. Allah Akbar. Hah?
Aku yang diserang.
Kamu ini Allah Akbar. Kamu muntah loh. Baunya ini bau bangkai. Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. Itu. La ilaha illallah. Ih. La ilaha illallah. Aduh, tanganku gemetaran tuh. La ilaha illallah. Jangan dekat-dekat aja. Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Hah? Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Din. Ayo cepat ayo. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Oh. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Ngambang. Allahu Akbar. Ngambang. Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Allahu Akbar. Allahu Akbar. La ilaha illallah. Ayo, Bas. Din, kamu dari mana? Ayo, keluar.
Mana ya? Di kebun ya. Apa sih? Apa sih, aku nggak lihat. Lihat gaya-gayaan kalian tuh. Ih, apaan ya itu ya? Kayak kuntilanak bukan, kayak nenek bongkok kali ya. Untuk hijau. Oh kayak gitu ya, buta hijau ya. Serem ya. Duh, Oh iya, ijo, ada ijo. Oh yang ini ya. Nggak mati. Oh, kabur, 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 kabur.
Hi friends! Now you can join us and enjoy some interesting features. You can get special subscription emblems and also use interesting stickers. Let's join and interact specifically in the comments column. Thank you.